You're watching your spine, the Matchbox.
Hi, I'm Nalie, and welcome to the Nalie Show, where I help you beat your battles and be the best version of you. Are you like me and you think 24 hours in your day is just not enough? Or maybe you're the opposite and your days are dreadfully long and you're just counting down the hours until it's over. Either way, what I know for sure is that life is way too short for weeks to just fly by without embracing the moment and, more importantly, making the most of every day. But how do we find that balance? Here to prove to you that you can do it all is Sonia Zarbatany, president of major fashion powerhouses, speaker, world traveler, life coach, mother of 2 young kids, one being a newborn, yet still the fittest woman I know. Just a year ago, she lost her mom to cancer, and while that made her world crumble, it inspired her to live loudly and love profoundly. Together, we are going to give you 5 healthy habits so that you make the most of your day. Please welcome Sonia Zarbatany. This woman is the busiest woman I know. Like, where were you? Like, New York? Not even 24 hours ago? Yeah. She's everywhere. So having you today is like such a privilege. And the number one question I have is, what is your daily routine? Because this woman, if you follow her Insta stories, she's at the gym, she's with her kids, she's working, she's doing photo shoots. I can't keep up with you.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
So honestly, what's your daily routine like in the life of Sonia Zarbatany?
My story is really that I was always told I can't do it all. Mm-hmm. It was always like, you'll see when you get married. You'll see when you have kids. You'll see when you'll have your second kid. You won't be able to run your business. You won't be able to travel like you travel. And for me, I was always like, just watch me. And that's all I had to say. But I just do what I love. So for me, I'm obsessed with my kids. I bring them everywhere. Jan, I'm going back to New York on Tuesday. He's coming with me on Tuesday to New York. I have phenomenal help that helps in a big way, but every single day I am president of a fashion brand, well actually 4 brands for Canada, so that's my major career. That's what I do. That's what is literally probably 20 hours a day, and then after that, my social media has taken off. It's a big part of what I do too, for one reason only, and is to help and inspire other women to be their best self. As a life coach, I want to make a difference. It's not about me, and it's not about, ooh, how fancy my life is and look at what I can do in 24 hours, but it's also to show other women that they can too, and to be that vehicle to say, I got you. Like, it's not always so perfect, but it can be done. To me, it's about sharing the story that, us women are so powerful because we run our homes, we run our families, and we can also run our passion.
You've done a lot, you've achieved a lot. But what has been your biggest challenge thus far?
I have like so many challenges, but for me,
I know.
Okay, Oprah. For me, it was losing my mom.
I know.
And
Sonia lost her mom to cancer, and her mom was her best friend, her hero. And that must have just, like, your whole world just keeps spinning, right? Spinning, and it must have stopped.
Yeah.
What was that like, living such a busy lifestyle, trying to achieve and hit those goals, but then you lost your best friend? What happened?
It was so hard because my mom is literally like, people tell me all the time, oh my God, you're so happy, you're so positive. It's like, calm down, have you met my mom? Like, my mom is literally the happiest, she's like that light. She walks in and she's like, and I'm harder. I'm very hard because I had to be hard for my mom. She was like such just pure. There was no, she was very, very, just wanted to give everybody love and to be there for everybody. And I was always the one who was going, but mom, So she had her battle with cancer, she had, was 2 years. It was very hard for me because I was pregnant. Yeah. I run such a big business. It was very hard because I felt very guilty of not having to go to Germany. My mom's sister went with her, And so we would Skype and FaceTime obviously every day, but you feel like I should be there. But I have this kid who's like a baby, and then I have this career, and you know, it was very difficult for me. But my mom was always so proud. Like, my mom was very, very proud. I know that, you know, she's my go-to. But I would do like Shopping Channel, for example. I do a lot of TV. So I used to do shopping, and the only call I wanted, I don't care, people, oh my God, so I really genuinely, I don't care. But I just wanted my mom's call. I was like, every time I would walk off stage, she would always watch. Like, I'm like, how are you still watching me? How is like me selling clothes still exciting to you? But she would always watch, and then I would get the call. And it, you know, she would always be like, so, and no matter, like, she always thought I did phenomenal. So
number one fan.
Number one fan, and it's just, that's really been the biggest challenge of my life, because now it's just me, and I don't have that like extra, you know. Yeah.
I can imagine how hard that is, because I think we resemble each other in a way where we like to have control, and when it happens to someone else, you lose
you can't
that
do
control.
anything.
You can't do
and you're seeing that person, and you literally, you can't do anything.
Well, I think you can do what you can, and you have to let go of what you can't. Your mom lives in you. You were describing your mom, but I thought you were describing yourself. You are exactly that. You bring so much light to our lives. You are so giving. You are just an amazing woman, and I can thank your mom for that, for creating you and being who you are. With your mom's passing, what did you learn the most from it now in retrospect? It's still fresh.
Last January. So my mom was around when I was pregnant, and you know, she never got to meet my son. But like, I see my mom and my son, like, it's the funny, you know, he's like such a little happy child.
The circle of life.
You know, it really is a circle of life, and I think it's, for me, it's like, okay, like, it's a learning of showing that you can have resilience, and you can bounce back, and you know, you can be strong, and you can be weak, and that's fine. But then you need to, like, let's get it back together, because I'm now a mother, and I can't see my kids cannot see me break down.
Absolutely, and I think you are living for her and through her, and God forbid, I always say, if anything ever happens to me in the future with my condition, that I would only want my family and my friends to live their dreams and their lives, and here you are doing that, and you're giving so much of yourself. It shows through your social media platforms, through everything you do. You give your 110%. Do you ever feel like it gets like it's too much?
Yeah, all the time. Once a week.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here before you jump into the tips, because we're here to tell you that you can do it all and you can have it all with Sonia. But before, I'm sure so many people are watching you and watching me, and they're like, well, you know what? They're blessed. They have it all. They're privileged. You are privileged.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Not my life. We'll never be able to achieve that. But you know, we have to admit, you grew up in the fashion, fast-paced industry. Your dad owned Guess. But what would you say to people who have that attitude where it's like, well, you know what? It's because you already have it all. That's why you can get things done. I know you have a nanny, you can travel as much as you want, but what do you say to these people who just don't believe that they can do it too?
It's such a great question, because especially with social media, and especially with stories, I'm like a big fan of them. And to me, it's really that vehicle to give tips to other people. But they see, you know, your lifestyle. They see all that, and they're like, yeah, okay, must be nice. And for them, it's such a big gap to get to that. Do you know what I mean? So it's for us to show them how. Now, cut to what my decision is, yes, my dad owned Guess jeans, and I didn't want to be la petite de Guess. I didn't want to be, you know, daddy's girl, where I walked into the business and did my thing. I became a certified personal trainer, and right after my last exam at university, I moved to LA. And I was like, ciao, Dad. My dad cut me off. He was really not impressed. And I left on my own. I got a job on eTalk, but I was like, that's not it. I don't want to I didn't want to be an actress. I didn't want to do that. And then I got into personal development. I started doing landmark education. I went all the way to the top. I did every Tony Robbins thing. I did, you know, Jack Canfield, everything. Then I did NLP. Then I started relationship coaching. So for me, my true passion and calling was to become a life coach and specialize in business, because my gift is I know how to make people make money. It's if you're hungry and you want to go a little quicker and a little faster, you just have to take whatever universe, God, gave you.
Absolutely. I love how you use the word decision. You're like, I made the decision not to work with my dad, I guess, and be la petite fille de guess.
No.
And I think that's the importance here. It's every decision you make. Maybe you were born into like a privileged family, but then it's decisions you took every step of the way to get to where you are today. And because I know so many people who are, privileged, and they're just like taking advantage of the fact that they are, and they're not putting any work, and they're just watching Netflix all day. So no matter what you're going through in life, no matter where you are, what lifestyle you live, whatever you're born in, whether you're experiencing something traumatic or grief, Sonia's here because she has hacked days, I should say, or weeks, or you said it, you had all planned, you have strategies, and she's here to give you 5 healthy habits on how to make the most of each day.
Stay tuned.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. So here are 5 healthy habits so that you can make the most of your day with Sonia Zarbatany.
Number 1, before you can start with anything, you need to know your why. You need to have, what is my passion? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to desire? What does your heart speak to you? Know your why.
So when you wake up in the morning, what's your why?
My why is I always have 3 goals. My goal number 1 is my kids. So I need to make sure that they're happy, that they're fulfilled, they're fed, everything is taken care of. And my goal number 2 is my career. I need to know that I'm moving the business forward. Every single day, moving that business forward. And number 3 is my husband, family, friends. I need to have it needs to feed my soul.
Number 2.
Schedule your week. Every single Sunday, I do it. It's done. My week is completely planned. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're self-employed for your business, whether you're a career person, you need to have a game plan so that 1, you're hitting that goal I just talked about, and 2, incorporate every single thing that is important for you, from your time with your friends, your workouts, your dinners, your events, and your work. When are you getting to work?
I know that I don't go to the gym in the morning if it's not in my calendar.
It has to be in your
And I determine that, like you, on the Sundays, I check which classes I'm going to. I call my personal trainer and I'm like, okay, once it's in the calendar, I'm going for sure. If it's not in the calendar, I kind of like,
it's never gonna get done.
Feel like...
A lot of people think, oh, it's because you're busy, you're a business person, but it's not just about that. Because even if you're a stay-at-home mom, for example, or if you're a student, we have so many students that follow us, and they're like, okay, but what about us? But if you are a student and you have, let's say, a passion project that you want to do digital marketing, that you want to do video, you want to do whatever, input that passion project into your agenda every single week, because guess what? You need to move that business, move that project, move that passion project forward. 3, so important is, especially for us women, it's actually funny because men are actually much better than we are on that. But you need to, I'm telling you, you need to plan for me time. What happens is we are so good at being everything for everybody else. We're so good, you're gonna ask us for a favor, we'll do it. You'll ask us for, can you do this? Sure. Can you take care of that? Sure. And you're doing everything for everybody else. Your husband's fed, your boyfriend, your whoever is fed, your kids are, but you still haven't showered, your hair is probably up in a bun, forget even putting any makeup on, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Get it together and plan me time.
You're right, because women are natural givers, nurturers,
Yes.
they say. And
Yes.
it's easier for men to kind of sit back, relax, grab a beer.
Or just hit the gym because they're going straight to the office, to the gym. And we're like, wait a second, the kid's at the doctor. Or, you got to pick up kids at school. And there's so much more to kind of manage and balance that if you don't put, again, in that schedule, which is so important, but if you don't put your me time in it, and it doesn't, for some people it's the gym, for other people it's a painting class. For other people, it's a Zumba class that they enjoy doing. Or for others, it's just catching up with your girlfriend over coffee that you probably haven't seen in months.
So important. Or reading a book, having a glass of wine.
Wine is fantastic. Wine is so good. 4, you need to prioritize and delegate. You cannot do it all. You cannot run through your to-do list. Trust me, I've tried. I'm not succeeding at it. So how we do it is we prioritize what needs to get done to move your goals forward. You look at your to-do and you tell yourself, all right, the Costco, does it really need to be done?
Like
Yes.
right now.
You're like, yeah, I should probably eat and I should probably have food in the thing. But then you're saying, do I have to do it or can I delegate it to someone else? Is your mom great at helping you at doing that? Do you maybe have, you look at literally one thing at a time and you say, okay, do I need to do that or can my other person delegate it? Delegate whatever it is that you don't have to do yourself and prioritize so that you ensure that you're moving towards your goal, because I'm telling you, the days will run through so quickly. It's gonna be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then you're gonna go, I didn't get to half of the stuff on this to-do list that I was supposedly supposed to do.
Number 5.
You need to celebrate your success. You need to celebrate. So honey, when you get on that Helen, we are going to celebrate you.
Pop champagne.
Right? It almost is like, oh, I hit that next. Oh, I hit that next. But if you don't celebrate it, meaning you don't give yourself some satisfaction so that your body from the inside feels like that was really fun, then your body starts looking for more. Your body's gonna react and understand that, wait a second, this feels fun, this feels good, and guess what? You're gonna start looking for more feeling good pleasures. And that's how success is gonna keep happening to you.
It's so true, and that's like my mantra. It's to celebrate every milestone.
Yes.
It's kind of like a closure. How are you supposed to move forward? How are you supposed to attack your other goals if you don't celebrate what you've already achieved? And for people like us who tend to have 1,000 goals and who keeps pushing each other further and further, we forget to give ourselves that tap in the back sometimes.
Be good with it. Be like, I just hit that, right?
Pop champagne.
Pop champagne.
Now, this wouldn't be a real talk show if we're not gonna play a game. And Sonia is really good at speaking. As you can see, she could go on and on and on. But now we're gonna test how you do without speaking.
Listening?
Charades.
Okay.
Are you in?
I'm in for whatever, honey.
Okay, so we're gonna play heads up. You can't speak, you gotta act it out.
I see people doing that shit. I've never done it. Oh! This is so easy.
Making coffee?
There we go.
Next.
Oh, there's more. I can't get up?
Surfing? Oh, what is?
Come on.
I don't know what you're doing. Oh, skateboarding.
There we go.
Taking a selfie. Swimming.
Yeah.
Drums?
Yeah? I don't know what, I can't.
Pass?
Pass.
Running.
Yeah.
This is really easy. What?
Oh, no,
What?
that's not the right one. I'm
Hurry!
messing up.
Puppets?
Ow!
I don't know. What is it?
Okay. We did good, right? It's my
really
first time.
good.
Come on, that was good.
Really good. Making coffee, skateboarding, taking a selfie, swimming, jump, unicycle. What were you doing?
Unicycle. I don't know. It's like a one. No, you try doing that shit sitting down. I did good.
Okay.
No,
You did
first
great.
time.
So she is multi-talented as she is. I'll presume that you were clearly
Add that to my resume.
Yeah, a woman of all talent.
Oh.
Okay, good.
Okay, ready?
I think so.
Come on, go. You're watching. You're spying. Light the matchbox. I'm on 3 hours sleep. Skip it. No.
We're losing time.
Come on. Oh, you're mad.
I don't think I can do this. I feel like you won. She won. Forget it.
I gave good. No, but I was like, I gave some good. You're like,
That was a clown.
that's not a clown. You looked mad.
Clowns look mad. Yeah, okay, again, Sonia wins. Sonia does it all. And now it is time for the random question.
So excited.
Oh my God. Really random, guys.
Oh, I get to pick too.
Yeah, and you get to read it out and you have to answer.
I have no problems with that.
I know you don't.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for someone? Wow, that's a lot. This is fun. So remember we talked about my mom and we talked about how happy and positive and she doesn't have like a bone of like anything. And when I was 23 maybe, and I had just moved to LA, she horseback rides. We both are big riders. And she got into a beef with this girl who I knew, you know, at the stable. And she was telling me this, and I was in LA, and I was actually working on a production, and she was telling me, and she started to cry. And like, I'm very, very like full Scorpio, very protective. Like, you don't make my mom.
Scorpio too.
Hi, Nalie.
Okay, this says a lot.
See?
This says a lot.
So you don't make my mom cry. So I literally, and I know this girl, like, you know this, my mom, and she knows me very well. So I was like, okay, that's not gonna. And so she's like, what should I do? I'm like, don't do anything. Don't do anything, I got you. So I literally booked a flight that night. I walked out, I booked a flight. I was on the 11 o'clock from LA to Montreal. And the next day, I went to see that friend, and I put it together. I fixed everything. And so she called me, and my friend called her, obviously.
Wait, define put it together.
No, I knocked at her door. I showed up at her house, and I said, you know, I think you're mistaken. You know, I think, like, so I made sure she apologized to my mom.
Okay.
I made sure she called my mom, and she sent her flowers, and she made sure that my mom was good. And so my mom calls me. She didn't know I was in Montreal. I didn't tell her I was coming. So she calls me and she goes, oh my God, whatever. That person called me and she da-da-da. And you know, and I'm like, you see, Mom, it all works out in the end.
She had no idea.
She had no idea. She's like, oh my God. And she's like, are you still on the show? Da-da-da. I'm like, no, I'm actually like, do you want to go for lunch?
Oh my God.
So she, what do you mean you want to go for lunch? I'm like, well, I'm pretty much like 5 minutes away. I'm like, do you want to go for lunch? So I ended up, so she, you know, I took my mom for lunch, and then I literally flew back out that night.
That is pretty crazy. They say Scorpios are the most loyal.
Yeah, we're loyal. We're loyal to a
That's
fault,
loyal.
but you can't cross us.
Nay, you
That's
cannot.
the only thing about
Don't
Scorpio.
mess with Sonia. Or
Scorpios.
Yeah, I warn you. So now we have a question for you. What are your healthy habits? Let
What are
us
they?
know in the comments section below. Sonia, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. That was fun.
You are such an inspiration.
That was so
Isn't
much
she great?
fun.
If you want to follow Sonia, I'm going to link her info right over there.
Right over here.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out my vlogs, they're up there. Missed the last episode, it's down there. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Be patient, be kind to yourself.
Be humble and be fun.
Yes,
Be fun.
Play games.
Yes.
Learn how to mime though.
And flashlight. I mean,
Flashlight.
you should probably know that one.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.